What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy VII the Remake. In this video, we're going to be going over all of Aerith's weapons. Yes, that is all of Aerith's weapons, which are pretty tricky to find, so hopefully this video helps you guys. Now let's get started. Now first and foremost, you have the guard stick. So the guard stick is going to be, of course, mainly magic based for Aerith, right? It does allow you to have some physical damage, but for the most part, it's going to be magic based. Now the guard stick is the starting weapon, so you shouldn't have any issues with finding that. And then of course, the ability is going to be Arcane Ward, which allows you to conjure a ward one time only during activation. Once you conjure the ward, attack spells cast within the ward will automatically be cast twice. Next, we have Silver Staff. So Silver Staff, you can actually buy it from the Moogle kit in Chapter 8, and it only costs 2 Moogle medals. So that's not too hard to acquire. Now the Silver Staff is more of a balanced Silver Staff. It's going to allow Aerith to use all types of different magic, which is obviously best for her because she can be a healer. Then secondly, she can be obviously your highest magic attacker, and then doing all types of different spells. Now for upgrades, it does give benefit to both offensive and support magic. So again, like I said, it's more of a balanced staff. Now the Silver Staff's ability is Sorcerer's Storm, which allows you to deal magic damage to a lot of nearby enemies. It is a very big AoE. If you haven't got the Arcane Scepter yet, go back to Chapter 9 and do either or side quest and you should get it. Now if you upgrade the Arcane Scepter just right, there is a lot of magic attack power upgrades. So if you want Aerith to be one of the top DPSs in the party using magic, this is going to be the staff that you want to use. Now the ability Fleeting Familiar allows you to summon a fairy that attacks your enemies periodically as well as after you use abilities and spells. Next we have Mithril Rod. So this weapon can actually be found in Chapter 11 in the train graveyard. So near the beginning, once you start fighting some of those rats, what you're going to do, instead of heading through the abandoned carriage, instead you're going to be going up the ladder, and then soon you'll find the small chest that you can open, and then that's where you're going to find the Mithril Rod. This is also the same chapter, and we'll get into this, it's also the same chapter where you can find the next weapon, the Bladed Staff. Now again, this is another magic based weapon for Aerith, except it also has a few defensive upgrades as well. Now it also comes with the ability Ray of Judgment, which allows you to fire an energy burst that hits multiple times and increases staggered damage bonus for the cost of 2 ATB. Okay, so next we have Bladed Staff, and this one, again, you can find this in Chapter 11 just like you can with the Mithril Rod, except this one isn't as easy to understand and you might not even know it that you can actually get it. So what you're going to need to do is get to the fight Eligor. Once you get to the fight with Eligor, you need to make sure that you have the steel materia equipped on Aerith. Once you have that steel materia equipped and you fight Eligor, you can actually cast steel, and then you'll actually be able to steal the Bladed Staff. Now the Bladed Staff is more towards critical hits and critical damage with Aerith, but outside of that, it doesn't offer any other enhancements really like the other staffs do as far as magic attack bonuses. Now it does come with the ability Lustrous Shield, which allows you to conjure a magical shield that keeps enemies at bay and stops projectiles. So this can be very important when you're fighting something like Shiva, to where you're going to have a bunch of projectiles coming at you all the time and you need to be able to block against them. Last but not least, we have Reinforced Staff. So the Reinforced Staff can be found in Chapter 17. It's located in a chest in the room where the chapter begins. So it's actually not that hard to miss. So make sure that when you're in Chapter 17 and Aerith is explaining about her childhood in that little room, you check the chest and then you'll find the Reinforced Staff. Now as far as upgrades go, again, this is another weapon that's going to allow you to have more magic attack, but it also has some defensive upgrades which are really good for Aerith as well. So this is definitely a good staff post endgame, because if you're fighting some of the hard fights, like let's say in the Shinra Combat Simulator, and you notice that Aerith is getting one shot a lot, or you're just having to spend a lot of time healing her, but you need to upgrade her defense, the Reinforced Staff is going to be a good one to use. Now the ability ATB Ward allows you to conjure a magical ward. Allies who use ATB within it regain partial ATB from your gauge, and it costs 2 ATB. Alright guys, so those are all of Aerith's weapons and where you can find them and what they are best used for. Now if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. Let's go for 11 likes on the video. If you could do that, that'd be absolutely amazing. And in addition to that, if you're new to the channel or just haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Now, in addition to that, if you guys have any other video recommendations for me to do for Final Fantasy VII, let me know. I will have a video on defeating Pride and Joy very, very soon, so be on the lookout for that.